Greetings and welcome to Spider-Man Porch channel. This time, Final Fantasy II, otherwise known as Final Fantasy IV for the Super Famicom or for the Super Nintendo. The cartridge is in playable condition. We've seen it play a couple of times already in the past. We'll go ahead, take it apart, clean those contact pads, and I may replace its battery with a holder. And I saw this holder versus this one right here, and I'm like, if there's space inside the cartridge, I would much rather use this one than use this one. Because at any point in time, if I want to, instead of going through the game itself and hitting the reset on or deleting each profile for saves, I could just hit the button, just a little switch it. It's like turn it off, turn it back on, and all of my games are cleared. And then I could easily put a new battery in each time. And I'm thinking, depending on how I orient this into the cartridge off of the PCB or even attached to the PCB, this will pop if the battery ever has any issues or at all. The battery itself will give you the issue while it won't do any damage to the PCB of the cartridge and damaging the cartridge. And I'm having a heck of a time getting that out of there. Wow. It's really in there. Yeah. So I'm sure there's probably a way to do that. But anyway, I liked it. I thought that was a pretty decent looking battery holder. And in order to wire it up properly, you use this terminal right here for your negative, and then you use your positive here, and then you can turn it off and on, or you can have it constantly powered between this rail and this one right here. There's nothing underneath it. But yeah, that's way more sturdy than using this thing right here, which these are fine in the meanwhile, but having this versus this, I don't know. I think this is going to be a much more, I'd say, cleaner and professional look. But yeah, let's get to it. I have never taken apart this cartridge, and it definitely needs a nice good scrubbing on the outside of it after I take it apart. Okay, do I have the right one in there? There we go. Let's see how much space is available inside this particular shell versus the PCB. Oh, we got plenty of room. Oh yeah, that's going to give me plenty of room and plenty of space. Here, let me get my hand out of the way. Of course, it'd be going in like this, and I can remove the actual battery holder off of here, and then put the positive rail and then negative rail right there. What do you think? We'll work something out, that's for sure. Maybe at an angle, so that the positive lines up with there and the negative lines up over here. And I could put a piece of wire underneath and up to it. I don't know. It's better than using one of these, because this, I don't know. I liked it at first, but they're kind of flimsy. Yeah. I just want to see a project, and this is worth it to put this one in on this board. Oh yeah. Okay, let me get all this out of the way. I'll scrub that in the sink, most likely get some soap and water on it. Okay. Take a look at those pads. They definitely need to be cleaned up and polished a little bit. All that oxidization, vertebrae, corrosion, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm going to set this right here so that you guys can get those numbers. You got them? Boop. I think you do. I'm just sitting here admiring the board. Cool. Now, Final Fantasy IV. So I just made a video with the level hike of playing the PlayStation version of Final Fantasy IV, and I have to admit I really liked it on the PlayStation. It played very, very well. Oh man, I can see some wear line. Give me a second here, I'll zoom that in and you guys can see what I'm talking about. There's a lot of cart to board wear line on this one, and I'm going to use some probably conformal coatings on it. Give me 1 second here. Go zoom in. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, you see that? Is it right here, right there? That is free copper off the, or solder mask free, or yeah, solder mask free, or silk screen free. Yeah, I don't care if it's on the 20, you know, the 2 and the 0 there, but I care if it's on that trace. And these two traces, I'm starting to twitch here. And these two right here, it looks like, yeah, I'm going to definitely have to work on that one. Let's see what the other side looks like right now, too. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and give it a quick wipe down. That's just the 40. I'm not worried about that number right there. Yep, that one right there. And I see 3 right there next to the 52, just after it. And right between the 5 and the 2. Looks like the 5 and the 5 might be a little bit wore out too. But yeah, we'll work on that side. A little bit, zoom back out again. Alright, so now we can get started. I was really crunching the numbers on the Final Fantasy Chronicles. Yeah, Final Fantasy Chronicles. I was really working on that one, trying to get my character to the same area in the game where this one was at. Because I have another save file for this one that I would like to use as a comparison. Yeah, I don't think it would be very fun just to start over again, you know, like start from the beginning. Why? I'd rather have a game that I have actually put some time and effort into it. I know there's certain spots in the game where I would really like to, you know, just record it. But it's very nostalgic. It's Final Fantasy II. Fun story about this one right here. I've had this one since I was in high school, middle school. Yeah, I think I was 16 or 17. I was going in for guitar lessons, and the person that was teaching also was in a shop for vintage video games and stuff like that. And so I was going in for my guitar lessons, and I saw this on the shelf for sale, and it was affordable. Is the price tag still on this one? I thought I still had it on. Oh, I took it off. Okay. But I had a price tag on it. And even back then, it was like $32, somewhere around there, for Final Fantasy II. And that was without a box or map or you know, the instruction manual to go with it. It's just cart. Alright, give me a second. Oh, before I forget, and I'll recall that back again, but the color combinations. Black to go with black, gray to go with gray, and yellow to go with the yellow in Final Fantasy II. But yeah, as I was going in for my guitar lessons, I went ahead and picked this game up and a few others, and I've had it ever since then. And then I just took my time and beat the game. before we change the battery out in it, I would like to show everybody that I'm just cleaning it up so I don't introduce any extra grime or, you know, that onto my contact pads on my Super Nintendo, because I just scrubbed that console already, and I don't want to have to continuously clean it again and again. It just seems like it's going to keep doing that. I see a little bit of flux right there. Get that cleaned up. Wow, there's a piece of solder floating on there too. Little solder splat. Well, that's why we take them apart and clean them, inspect them, make sure there's nothing bridged or, you know, grime or grit or, well, like we've seen that Super Mario 3 having actual corrosion on one of the diodes or one of the resistors. I think it was a diode. I was like, whoa, that's not supposed to be there. Definitely not. So we cleaned it all up, and it's working perfectly. As soon as I put the cartridge in, it plays. All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit post-ictal right now, or like pre-seizure crap. So bear with me. See that? Looks good. Yes. That looks amazing. Back to where it was supposed to be. Playable condition. Okay. Down in the comments section, why don't you guys tell me what your experience was and when it was when you played Final Fantasy 2 or Final Fantasy 4. Like, which version did you play it most? Did you play it on the Super Nintendo, Game Boy Advanced, the PlayStation 1? For me, it's been, you know, through emulation and through this, and I have a couple of videos up already, which I'll leave a link in the description box below. Yeah, this game rocks. This is probably the most nostalgic game that I own out of all the rest of them out there. And I have a few. I have a little collection. I'm collecting regular Nintendo games first before I'm collecting these. And yeah, I got a couple of games over here that I need to clean up after this one. I might give it a day or two after working on this one here. I don't know. I might just tear into Monster in my pocket. Clean that one up too. God, Super Nintendo games are so fun and easy to clean versus the original NES. And I'm not talking about Famicom cartridges, because those are very easy to clean too. I mean, they're very fast and much less surface area for contact pads to clean off and polish. This one here, though, it's awesome. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna clean up. looking sharp. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to put it back together again, and we'll test it out inside the console. I will be using the level hike upscaler converter box, and then I think the next time around I will be using the 10-DAC scaler box, which is this guy right here. I'll probably use this one here in a little bit too, because I do have the S-Video input for Super Nintendo. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Let's play a quick game of Final Fantasy II. Contact pads cleaned up nicely. The cartridge is definitely in much better playable condition. Yeah, let's have at her. See, this is what I did right here. This is my original game saves from way back when, for how many, spent 44 hours playing the game. And this is the one that I just tweaked from that same state for their original character names. I booked out real quick to a naming way and changed their names back. Never used the Game Genie on this game. I didn't see the necessity. The game was fun all the way up as you're building the characters' stats, as you're leveling up. It never seemed tedious. It was always fun. This game is so nostalgic for me. I think out of all the Super Nintendo games, this is probably the one that I remember the most. I mean, I played Zelda many, many times. Link to the Past. But this one right here, really, hours and hours of play. It never gets old. Even the music in the game is amazing. You can tell I've already been down here. I see you. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause it until I get to the last, is it Zemus? That's the leader. And we'll beat it real quick. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. I think what I like most about Final Fantasy 2 is the storyline. We all know that's Final Fantasy 4. However, it's Final Fantasy 2 to me. This game is just incredible. So many different characters. The artwork on it too. I mean, somebody spent a lot of time drafting these out probably on paper first before they even put them into the game. I'm going to hit record right now. Is it going to record? Okay, record. So you don't have to see it just through the camera. You can see it through the capture.
sure we'll do nothing until Cecil gets his round. So we can use that crystal.
thank you all so very much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Be healthy, stay safe,